So as we're approaching the second round of NBA playoffs, some teams and some key players have been eliminated, and some players didn't even make it. And some players from this this most recent era and previous era too, they're kind of being phased out, man. Steph Curry, all the Golden State Warriors, not in there. LeBron James got sent packing. He at home. Kevin Durant, he's sitting down somewhere. I don't know what the Clippers. I don't know what they're looking like right now. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're in trouble. So you're looking at James Harden, Westbrook, those guys, Paul George even, Kawhi might be in a bit of trouble. Might be in a bit of trouble as far as, those guys of the last 10 years, 10, 15 years of being on top. Now we got the New York Knicks with all these young players. We got Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards with Minnesota up here killing it. So it's looking like it's time for a change of the guard. The old era is being ushered out. A new era is being ushered in. And I'm seeing some sad faces, man. I'm seeing some sad faces, mainly from those who, a lot of them are adults now too, because you got to think when they were maybe 12 and they're 27 now, or 28, 30 when they were 15, LeBron James was the guy. Steph Curry was the guy. So I'm seeing a lot of these, what I'm saying? And we're a little older than some, the 30-year-olds and 25-year-olds. So I'm looking back at it like, yeah, you there, huh? It's that time, right? You seeing your heroes fade, right? Mm-hmm. And we've been there. We've seen it a couple times. I would say a couple times. Like mid-90s, Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars, when it was time for them to hang it up. Yeah. Michael Jordan had to retire. We seen Kobe. We seen Dwayne Wade come and go. We seen Shaq come and go. We seen Vince Carter fade. Half man, half amazing. We've seen AI's career come and go, and we've had our turn. Now it's their turn.
It is an interesting time, man, for a young player's a young NBA fan. You know what I'm saying? If you early in life, like you say, mid-20s, early 30s, those guys, you grew up on those guys. They were everything to you. And to see them not be superhuman no more, and to see other guys come take the crown and it be about them, the changing of the garb in the league, it's an interesting time, man. And it sucks for some people. You got to build up a little bit of a tolerance to it.
Yeah.
But hopefully, you're not being, like for me, right? I'm a bad fan. I'm a fan of players, not necessarily teams and stuff like that. So I'm always kind of able to start adapting as somebody else starts impressing me. You know what I'm saying? But if you're one of those people that's just like, I'm riding with this team or this dude to the end, it's going to sting. It's going to sting a lot. You know what I'm saying? I had my favorite guys that, it hurts to watch them not be what they were. I was a Penny fan. To me, at one point in the league, Penny was better than Jordan in my eyes. So I'm like, to see him not be great anymore, that stung, but it didn't end it for me. I just started enjoying other players that's playing at a high level. And these kids now, they're going to have to start adapting. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to start giving the next string of kids their look, man. Because like you say, the LeBrons, the Paul Georges, the KDs, it's curtains on them, man. You might get another 2 years out of these guys, but you're not going to get it at the highest level.
Maybe another 2 years.
Yeah.
And I'm just going back to my time, like when the first time I had to watch a superhero. So it's like, we talked about our sports guys is we looked at them like superheroes.
Yeah.
And seeing them fade. Like Penny, his situation was a little different because he got hurt. And it's a little different when you watch a player get hurt and then they're never what they used to be. But when you see somebody who's a champion and they're just this or come close to being a champion and just never make it over that hump where they made it over the hump. They got there, but then you just watch them. You say we had to watch Jordan retire twice you know, and it was shocking for me, right? And I had to live through a couple of Pistons eras. Don't get on me. I'm not for the Pistons slander today, okay?
No, go for it. Let's hear about the Piston eras. Let's hear about the ending of the Piston eras. I like this conversation. Go for it.
So you like the ending part, not the winning part, the dominating part, the ending part. Yeah. But it's sour. It's sour. You know, when you're watching your team and you saying you're being a player guy. So I guess we're looking at it from two different perspectives too. So you get to look at the new hotness, right? I asked the new hotness. My attention is turned over here. I see the guy in the bag. He might be fading out, but my attention's on the new hotness.
Yeah, but it still hurts though.
It still hurts.
Iverson in that Denver jersey didn't feel good. Like, you know what I'm saying? It still hurts.
Or in a Pistons jersey or a Memphis jersey.
Especially when he got to those two, it really hurt.
But man, like being tied to the era, especially when your team is dominating, and then to watch that decline and hit that a lot of it's a cliff or a brick wall, and it's just curtains after that. Yeah. And it's like, okay, we're tearing the whole thing up, we're rebuilding. Like when the Bulls disbanded, when Ben Wallace left the Pistons, and then the Pistons were no more the Pistons after he left, and it just crumbled after that. Watching the New York Knicks no longer be the New York Knicks anymore after Patrick Ewing went to Orlando. Weirdness. You know what I'm saying?
But it happened.
It's like
a team go to Toronto. Ugh, I dream.
It's in the Raptors. You wearing purple. Don't look right. Ewing wearing that magic blue just didn't look right.
It didn't. And I was never a huge Ewing fan, but you always had a fondness for the Knicks, and to see that organization just go away and Pat Ewing give up on them and end up in a Orlando Magic jersey, and it's like, ugh.
Like what world is this? Alternate universe, man. This is not right. Something's off. But it's interesting to see these guys who are looking at their favorites and how they herald them, and it's like watching their first experience of an ending era. And we've seen it on so many different fronts. We've seen it on sports front. Tom Brady out, Barry Sanders when he had to leave, you know, Emmitt Smith when it was time for him to hang it up, and the Cowboys were no more the Cowboys, even though I was never a Cowboys fan. We understood the Cowboys era, Brett Favre era in Green Bay.
Yeah,
you know,
big era.
It was interesting times, man. And like I said, it's just fun to watch. Not necessarily fun to watch, but it's interesting to watch these guys go through their first time of losing their big name guys.
Let me ask you this. From your point of view, we not just on the basketball tip, but just any sport at this point, since you kind of went through some of the football, at what point, because in football, it seems like they're better at it than in basketball of kind of giving that, I realize this might be the end, and now we're going to just enjoy the farewell tour. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And not literally the farewell tour like a Kobe got, but I mean just like, hey man, let's just appreciate what we're looking at here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
great era of Tom Brady, great era of Brett Favre. Like, let's just appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point do you click in your head as a sports fan where you're like, hey man, I think it's coming to an end. Maybe I should just appreciate it for what it is now? I mean, or does it even ever hit you with players?
It does now. Like early when I was, saying a young pup like some of these guys now who are watching their favorites go, it didn't click. You just thought they'd be able to do that forever. You thought AI was going to be AI forever. And it's like, man, that's AI. AI's on the Pistons now. Like, why isn't AI being Philadelphia AI? Is that still AI? You know what I'm saying?
It ain't
like,
still AI.
Why does it work?
Yeah.
And it's an in denial thing. You're kind of in denial about some of your favorites. You know, some of those guys that you looked up to in a sense. But even up into AI's era of him, I think that's when it probably kind of hit me the most as far as like realizing, man, just appreciate the ride. So when you get to your D Ways and you get to your Carmelos and those guys are fading out, you just Kobe fading out. It's like, all right, well, just appreciating the ride. Watching Kobe's farewell tour, his final game, it was just fun to watch. It was just, hey, we watching the era, and it's like, man, he's calling it now. But we've been conditioned to see it.
Well, you know, a lot of guys, you see the decline to know it's coming. You know what I mean? So it's easier.
Yeah. Like a Blake Griffin.
It may be harder for a lot of people to realize that's what's going on with Bron because his decline hasn't been as steep. But we're watching into his era, you know, and people need to appreciate it for what it is. You know, I think we'll get another season out of him because from what I've heard is his son got like a meeting with Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Really? So I think Bron, of course, he's going to stick around to see if he get drafted and stuff. So I think we'll get a year to appreciate him. But Steph Curry, you need to start appreciating him right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's somebody a lot of people are looking to say he's top 10. Start appreciating him because it's coming to an end. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And it's going to be weird. But I like what you said. Hey, you're a players guy. Start appreciating these young guys who are coming up too. And like, all right, is the league going to be in good hands? Because I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It was about, I want to say, maybe 2008, 9, when, say, Bron and those guys were a little bit younger, and some of the era with the style of basketball was changing. And I was kind of on the fence of whether the league was in good hands. Like, where's the league going to go? Yeah. And then about maybe 5 years ago when I realizing that, hey, these players are going to get older, and they're not going to be, James Harden's not going to be James Harden anymore. Where's the league going to go? And then now, not liking the way the game is being played, it's like, man, I'm not even going to be interested in basketball or these sports like that anymore. Because for one, I don't like the way the game is going. And then, who's taking over? Who got the keys?
Yeah.
But now I'm getting excited again, seeing
right because you know Michael Jordan's son out there killing
Michael Jordan's son, his other son,
his other son, yeah. Not his one in Miami, it's one in Minnesota.
They out there. Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Man, y'all crazy, man. Y'all get that off mic, man. Y'all stop saying that on the internet, man. Making up lies talking about Mike was knocking everything down in 2004. Man, y'all chill, man.
After Juanita left?
I'm sure he was out there, but he didn't. I'm sure Mike didn't say that in no interview. They keep trying to say Mike was out here saying it.
Yeah, he said it. He said, I was going crazy. I was going crazy in 2004. It's like, all right, Mike, you sure?
Is that on video or is that just
no? That's the quote. That's the quote. And you see the headlines, you see the picture with Mike, and then you see the quote. Mike said he was going crazy in 2004.
He was, but he ain't say it. He ain't say that. Mike too well trained in media to admit that. But